Welcome everybody to the Wright University book launch at the Manila International Online Book Fair. I'm Kat Aristorenas from the Wright University team, your host tonight. And this evening is very exciting. It's the first time that MIBF will be online. And for Wright University, this is our second online book launch. Our first online book launch was in May when we celebrated Mother's Day and launched our book To the First Woman Who Loved Me, which is also available in our online stores. But tonight is very special because we're featuring graduates of the 90-day book writing challenge course. And this is founded by a very remarkable person who will give our opening remarks for this evening. She is an author of 14 books, the host of the Author's Voice podcast, and the founder of the Global Author Summit, Wright University, and the 90-day book writing challenge. Let's all welcome Sha Nacino.
Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Sha Nacino, and I'm so happy to see you here at the Manila International Book Fair, where we are having the book launch of the graduates of the 90-day book writing challenge. So I'm so happy that you're here, that you can join us. And let me ask you this question. Have you always wanted to write your own book? And maybe your answer is yes, but you have hesitations. Maybe you're saying, but I'm not a writer. Who would read my book? Why would I write a book? I don't know anyone from the publishing industry, or no one knew me. I can relate with you. Like you, like many of you, I was also not a writer. And I had all those hesitations. But today I've written 14 books, and I've also helped over 100 people, first-time authors, write and publish their books through the 90-day book writing challenge online course. And in the next 1 hour, you are going to meet 10 of them. And I really encourage you to please listen to each and every author, because they can potentially encourage you and inspire you to write your own books someday. Personally, I'm so happy and proud of these 10 authors. They are graduates of the 90-day book writing challenge, and they were able to write their books. They were able to share their stories to the world through their book. And because the book launch is virtual, they can potentially reach any person from any parts of the world. So if you've always wanted to write a book, but maybe you have doubts whether you can write a book or not, I highly encourage you to listen to these 10 authors. They are independent authors, or indie authors as we call them. Most of them are self-published, and get inspiration from them. I also highly encourage you to check out their books. Their books are so interesting. Check out their books. Get to know them via social media. Reach out to them. Talk to them. And I also encourage you to buy their books. So if you're here because maybe you have this desire to write a book, but maybe you doubt yourself, can I really write it? Spend a few minutes with us, 55 to 60 minutes with us, so that you will be able to see within you, hear that little voice within your heart that's telling you to write a book. And who knows, maybe next year, at the next Manila International Book Fair, you'll be the one who will launch your own book, right? So again, this is Sha Nacino, and I'd like to remind you that if you believe you can write a book, then you can write a book. And remember, you don't need to be a writer in order to write a book. Neither do you write a book because you are a writer. Listen to this very carefully. You write because you care and you have a message to share. Again, this is Sha Nacino. I'm the founder of Wright University and the 90-day book writing challenge. And we welcome you to the book launch of the graduates of the 90-day book writing challenge here at the Manila International Book Fair. Back to you, Kat.
Thank you, Sha. So I'm really very excited to hear from our 10 authors. And really tonight is about celebrating these 10 individuals who have fulfilled their dream of being authors. Maybe for some of them are first-time authors and some of them have already previously published their books. But nonetheless, it's very exciting to see their topics and to see all their efforts come to fruition tonight. And all of them, as we mentioned earlier, like Sha, are graduates of the 90-day book writing challenge course. And we hope that some of you watching today, if you feel that your heart is being tugged and, and are being told to write a book, please join us and inspire the world like these 10 authors that we have tonight. We'll get to know more about their stories, each one of them, and their books throughout the program. And of course, if you have burning questions, the families here of the authors, the friends, if you have burning questions for our beloved authors, we will have a Q&A at the end of the program. So please think of your questions and then comment them below in this live stream. Without further ado, I'm going to call on our first author. Paula Cruz is an application developer by profession and an artist at heart. She believes that everyone has a beautiful and unique journey in life, especially in their venture towards self-love, happiness, and holistic security. Here to share with us how we can love ourselves more, Bea Cruz.
Thank you so much, Kat. Good evening, everyone. Dear Lovable, when someone calls you lovable, what do you think of? Do you agree that you are lovable, or do you doubt it? I used to doubt it a lot. I used to not believe that I am indeed lovable. Hello. My name is Paula Cruz. I'm a happy graduate of the University of the Cordilleras in Baguio City. I graduated BS IT, that's Information Technology, and I currently work as an application developer in Texas Instruments. I'm also a part of a global organization that's Toastmasters, geared towards the development of our communication and leadership skills. I'm a perpetual learner of life and a growing mentor in Toastmasters. I was inspired to write Dear Lovable because I wanted to share to the world how brokenness allowed light to enter my life. My name, Bea, means voyager of life. In my 27 years of voyaging through life, I went through a lot of breaking. Because of all of this brokenness, I evaluated this brokenness with God. Through these conversations, I started to appreciate the brokenness that I had. And because of God, I started to heal. Dear Lovable is about how to live with insecurities and learn to love the unlovable parts of you. I would like to thank Sha Nacino and the 90-day book writing challenge that she had created. My book would not have been born without it. The program gave me practical guidelines and the eternal enthusiastic encouragement of Sha and gentle pushes in the right direction. So I invite you on this voyage. Voyage with me as we accept our insecurities and magnify the marvelous, unlovable parts of us. Dear Lovable, I hope you find out how truly lovable you are.
Thanks so much, Bea. And I love the title of your book, Dear Lovable, and how it shifts the mindset on people, no, from feeling that we are unlovable or looking at our mistakes, and the shift to being lovable. So thank you.
Thank you.
For our next author, she is a working mom currently in the airline industry. a servant leader of the Feast Doha, and a certified plantita. Let's welcome Sel Gison.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in whatever time zone you are in. My name is Sel Gison. I'm an OFW from Doha, Qatar. I'm a wife and a mother of two wonderful teens. And let me just share you my screen. And the author of A Dose of Grace, Stories of God's Favor in Our Lives. Let me tell you a secret. Honestly, I'm not a writer, but I love to write, and I'm very passionate about it. I'm grateful when I enrolled in the right university and joined in the 90-day book writing course. It gave me confidence, thanks to Sha Nacino's blueprint in writing a book. It's not easy, it's not hard, but it is doable. You know, I remember when I got discouraged and wanted to give up, I go back to my big why. What is my big why? I believe that if I have a message to deliver to the world, then I have something to write about. And so A Dose of Grace is born. It's an inspirational book to all walks of life. Do you know about the 21-day rule? It means in a minimum of 21 days, you can establish a habit. In this book, A Dose of Grace, it has 30 awesome chapters. Read one chapter a day and experience God's favor for the rest of the day. Imagine, once you completed the 30 days, chances are you'll have a permanent lifestyle of living in God's grace. Who wouldn't like that, right? In the pandemic, amidst the uncertainties that's happening around us, this book is definitely what we need. It's all about reconnecting with God. It's about God's promises. In this book, you will hear God's voice. You will hear God's personal message for you, a message of hope, a message of trust, a message of faith. So I invite everyone to grab a copy of my ebook in our online store. At the moment, we have the ebook version, but printed copies will be available soon. And since Christmas is just around the corner, it's a perfect gift for your family and friends. Thank you and be very, very blessed.
Thank you so much, Sel. And
Welcome. Thank you.
yes, and we hope that through your book, more people will be able to experience the grace of God in their lives. So for the people, I am seeing a lot of comments, from family and from friends. If you have for your author friends here in our live online book launch, please jot them down and just write them over in the comments below. All right. Excited for author number 3. So our next author is a website copywriter, a freelance writing mentor, and a survivor of violence against women. She is an Igorota from Mountain Province, and she wants to use her God-given gift of writing to speak to and for abused women in the Philippines. Let's call Charlene June Awing on screen.
Hi there! Do you know someone who is stuck in an abusive relationship? Someone who is obviously suffering from emotional and or physical abuse from her spouse, boyfriend, or live-in partner. If you do, I am guessing that you have already reached out to this person and asked about her current situation. However, this friend of yours is still in the denial stage. She's so in love with her boyfriend or husband. Or she might know that something is wrong with her situation, but she is afraid to report it because of some reasons, like he might lose the custody of her children. You want to do something. You want to help her. Am I right? By the way, I am Charlene June Fadjal Awing, a violence against women survivor and the author of Break Free, How to Let Go and Move On from an Abusive Relationship. I lived in an abusive relationship for more than 5 years, which literally took my confidence out of me. But hey, God is so good. Now I am enjoying my career as a website copywriter and freelance writing mentor with a very supportive husband and kids. The first time that I thought of writing this book is when I was writing my segment for a local magazine. However, I had no enough confidence that time, and I was literally overthinking about what to do, what might happen if I publish this book, and how to start. The idea kept popping out of my mind, and I kept on putting it off also. Until one day, I met Coach Sha Nacino of the 90-Day Book Writing Challenge. She said in her message, "You want to write a book because you have a message to share." And so again, I remembered I wanted to write this book not just for me anymore, but for women who need to hear my message of hope. There's no excuse for any forms of gender-based violence or abuse. Do you agree to this? Break Free, How to Let Go and Move On from an Abusive Relationship is a book to help victims validate their current situation. It will also help them understand why they keep on getting stuck even if they want to get out of it. It will also help them conquer their fears, decide when to leave, how to do it, and who to reach out to. Finally, this book will help victims to move on and heal from the trauma of the past, to heal from the pain and the grief. Buy this book today and give it as a gift to your friend. By the way, if you will buy a copy of the ebook, you will also be helping fund the printing of the paperback version, which will be distributed to victims of women abuse, especially to those who have no access to the internet or any gadget. Thank you so much for your help and enjoy the day.
Thank you, Charlene, for having the courage to write your story. I'm sure it will help a lot of women who are still struggling to get out of these this kind of relationship.
Thank you so much and you're welcome.
On to our fourth author of the evening. Diva Ganaban is an MBA and International Leadership Scholar at the Jack Welch Management Institute. A native of Tuguegarao City, Cagayan, she now leads high-performing teams on the world's largest cruise ships as a multi-awarded business leader for global maritime professionals. She is also a life coach, a wealth coach who speaks in multinational organizations about her passions: faith, abundance, and poverty alleviation, personal leadership and mastery, and wealth management. Diva, take it away.
Thank you, Kat. Hi, everybody. How do we keep the faith amid struggles and uncertain times? Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Diva Ganaban, and interestingly, I'm currently on a 14-day quarantine here in Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. I am a life and wealth coach, and aside from building online communities for seafarers and OFWs, I've been to over 50 countries, survived several ship general emergencies, including fires and hurricanes, and lived and worked on cruise ships for the past 13 years. What inspired me to write the book is the momentous year 2020. So many things happened that made me question a lot of things that I know now. There's a pandemic going on, Typhoon Ulysses hit my hometown and affected so many families and also so many livelihood in my town. So I just had this sudden desire to share a message that will uplift people around me during these times. My book is a short collection of biblical verses to help people remember the goodness of God whenever uncertainties, anxieties, and fears cripple us from creating the best life possible. Here you can see myself creating my best life possible, talking to a lot of people, sharing my message as a seafarer, and also nourishing my soul with the Word of God. Because 2020 makes people's life richer, and 2020 also makes us grow more. The 90-day book writing program challenge gave me the confidence and knowledge that I otherwise would not have had without the program. Sha gave me the courage to finish my book that I've been dreaming to write about ever since I was a kid. To tell you honestly, I've already written 2 books because of Sha's program. And I also have my own publishing house already in Tugigaraw, Cagayan. If not for Sha's 90-day book writing program, I wouldn't have made my dream a reality. So everybody, I invite all of you to grab a copy of my book at the Manila International Book Fair online. You can get it in ebook and also in paperback versions. 100% of the proceeds of my book will go to the benefit of Cagayan flood survivors. So you will not only be inspired by my book, you will also become a blessing to others. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Diva. And I'm sure people will be inspired, when they read all the 50 Bible verses in your book. Especially at this time, as you mentioned, we really need any inspiration that we can get. All right, we're almost we're in the in the middle part of our program. Our 5th author this evening is a certified Jack Canfield trainer of the Success Principles, and she graduated BSBA major in marketing from the Ateneo de Davao University in 1994. She completed her master's degree in business management from Cor Jesu College in 2017. A former land bank employee, she is now a full-time homemaker, entrepreneur, coach, and a passionate advocate of personal finance and investing. To entice moms to get their kids saving and investing early, here's Doris de Mailig.
Hi everyone, this is Doris de Mailig, author of the book Raising Young Savers and Investors, How I Taught My Children to Save and Invest in the Stock Market. My book tells the stories of my 2 sons, Patrick and Jed Benedict, when they were younger. Patrick was once a Bilmoco kid because I would compensate my frequent absence in his life by buying him whatever he wanted, even if it was sometimes expensive. It was because I felt so guilty for being so busy working more than 8 hours in the bank. His father is an OFW, so both of us were absentee parents to our eldest son. As a result, Patrick developed an entitlement mentality. When I realized my big parenting mistake, I knew I had to do something to correct our eldest son. In his teens, Patrick transformed from being extravagant to frugal. I shared about his core values and exciting journey in my book. My youngest son, Jed Benedict, is opposite to his kuya. Jed is a consistent saver who was awarded as Outstanding Kidney Saver by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in grade 5 when he was studying in a public school. In the book, I shared about his daily financial habits that made him a winner. My sons use a simple and doable saving strategy for their goals, including saving up for tithes and charity. They also invest in stocks and mutual funds. I call them young investors owning great companies in the Philippine stock market with very little capital of 1,000 pesos only. Yes, know every detail in my book. The 90-day book writing challenge fulfilled my dream of writing a book on financial literacy based on my mistakes and learnings as a parent. I dedicate my book to every Filipino family, especially to OFW and non-OFW parents. Altogether, let us raise the next generation with no entitlement mentality and with healthy money habits.
Get your printed copy in glossy and full color today, and it is also available in ebook version. Thank you!
Thank you, Doris. When I encountered your book, I think it's the first time I encountered a book about moms and sharing the stories about how she taught her kids how to save. And I think it's a unique book. And I hope a lot of moms will do that, especially, now that it's so easy to click on, online shopping apps. Okay? And so, let's hear more stories from our authors. Pochani Sagun is a pediatrician by profession, a medical frontliner, and a spiritual faithliner. She believes in the beauty of simplifying life and magnifying God's glory as we dwell on the richness of the living word daily. Chani, take it away.
Hello and good evening, everyone. I am Pochani Sagun, the author of Daily Encounter to Grow in Hope and Harmony. It has been my long-time dream to write a book. I am blessed to be part of the 90-day book writing challenge. I thank our mentor, Ms. Sha Nacino of Wright University, for giving me the precious opportunity to write and publish my first book. I care and I believe I have a message to share. Now, I am glad to be here with you. Please allow me to introduce myself. My friends call me Chani. I am a medical frontliner, a pediatrician by profession. I also consider myself to be a spiritual faith liner. I believe each of us is a vessel of hope and an instrument of peace in this world. In this book, I share my journey of faith in a daily devotional. God's messages of love and hope are meant to be shared. This is a compilation of more than 365 empowering and inspiring daily poems. We might feel that the storm within us is much greater than the storm around us, especially in this season of pandemic. We know, hear, and commonly see heartbreaking stories all at once that are too much for the human heart to handle. We feel troubled and burdened. However, please allow God's messages to empower you each day. I personally experienced a major breakdown in my life when I lost my spouse Raymond 2 years ago due to a severe viral infection. It was totally heartbreaking. All our dreams together were gone all at once. At that time, I feel so low, least, and lost. But I believe that the works of the Lord are greatest when we are at our weakest. I am thankful that the Word of God is alive in me through the ups and downs. The power of the Holy Spirit gave me healing to move forward with hope one day at a time, to rise from ashes to beauty. Listening to God's will is indeed life-changing. With this book, I desire to encourage the readers to practice the power of pause, ponder, and pray. Let yourself be renewed in God's grace and warm embrace. In this busy, noisy world, let us spend time to nurture our faith, to receive the power, gifts, and fruits of the Holy Spirit, for us to be fully alive in Christ. It is time to experience hope and harmony within us. Let us all together fight the good fight of faith. This season, I wish and pray that our families be filled with fruitful, joyful encounters with the God of all adventures as we grow the love in our hearts and homes. Once again, I invite everyone to have a copy of my book entitled Daily Encounter to Grow in Hope and Harmony. Please share the word to your loved ones. Give hope this Christmas and beyond. Thank you very much and have a blessed, safe evening to all.
Thank you very much, Annie. Our seventh author of the evening. Paulo Martin Payal is a banker by profession and currently works at the Philippine Veterans Bank as an operations assistant in the Cash Management Services Division. He is also a part-time financial educator in the International Marketing Group, or otherwise known as IMG, under the Truly Rich Makers team. He is currently ranked in IMG as Senior Marketing Director. Let's welcome on screen, Paulo.
Thank you. Thank you. And sa wakas, ito na tayo. We are launching our book finally after 3 years. And this is what the book is all about. So kagaya ng sinabi kanina, I'm a banker by profession and also a part-time financial educator. And also a servant of God too, because in God, I trust in Him all the time. You know? So ano ba talagang nag-inspire sa akin para sumulat? So stories can be used to bless the world. You know what? People wanted stories. People are interested to hear stories from people, and dun pa lang may inspired na sila sa stories, especially what turned to be impossible turned to be possible. No? Influence of Sister Sha and my other friends, right? Because I love vlogging. Since I attended the feast, by the way, the feast is a community that is founded by Brother Bo Sanchez. And doon ko nahon ang pagbablog ko, especially sa mga topics na mini-mention sa feast, no? So details of the book, I was diagnosed with Asperger syndrome, or other words, so-called high-functioning autism spectrum disorder. When I was 5, I was a loner, and hindi mo ako makikitang nakikipag-socialize sa mga tao. And my parents, may napansin kasi sa akin, and pina-speech therapy nila ako. I have a hard time pronouncing words by that time. And my psychologists say that I should be studying in a special school, but my parents resisted. So regular school is not an easy process. No? It's all about my journey towards success. How I rise up because of God's grace. So my reflections then on my journey, because everybody has goals and aspirations in life. So let this book serve you as an inspiration to get out of your comfort zone. Do not be bothered by any sickness, deficiency that hinders you. Be the best of what you are. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, Paulo. And I like the title of your book, Shine Bright. And so thank you for shining bright through your book this evening and for being here in the book launch. Next author, engineer and Dr. Maya Gabriela Villaluz is an organic farmer and a seasoned international environmental engineer, as well as a certified neuro-linguistic programming master practitioner. She developed her green thumb while tending to her home garden. As part of her commitment to nurturing Mother Earth, she converted an idle land to a full-blown organic farm consisting of Philippine native trees, including cacao, coffee, and other fruit trees, vegetables, and ornaments. Let's call on Gabby.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let me share with you first one of my funniest experience in life, which is shared in the book. When I was young, our house was like a mini zoo. We had different kinds of animals running around. One day, our pet monkey climbed up the pantsuit of my mom. It was really scary and also at the same time funny. She ran around in circles. And you also had to run after her. Also, all of us were running in circles. And the other animals were all running after us. We had to catch the monkey so that the monkey would not cause any harm to her. So that's only one of the stories in the book. I'd like to welcome you to also a short trip to my farm in Batangas. Okay, so enjoy. So I am Gabby Villaluz, and I am an environmental engineer. I have more or less 30 years experience working in different countries. I don't want to say actually the number of years because people will start counting backwards. And I tell them, hey, I started working and I was 10 years old. I'm an organic farmer at the same time. I do that on weekends. But I'm also a producer of vegan organic chocolate. I bike, I swim, I dance, I hike. I love reading books and telling stories. Why did I write this book? And what is my biggest realization? Well, we are all dependent on the life-giving forces and powers of our planet Earth. Slaying my dragons while going through life's ups and downs made me tough. My journey of discovering and following my authentic self inspired me to write this book. I wanted to share to the world my story of self-discovery. I decided on my own to be happy, healthy, by living a sustainable lifestyle, which for me is key in saving people and planet. So what is my book all about? The book will help you achieve a happy, healthy, sustainable lifestyle by embracing 3 mindful habits. It contains the steps on how to apply these habits in the 6 areas of your life. Learn my secrets of staying strong, fit, and agile to keep up with an active lifestyle. Discover my source of inspiration, energy, and stamina, and how I face life's challenges with joy in my heart. The book teaches us to create a harmoniously balanced life where God is at the center in unity with family and others. I'd like to thank Sha Nacino, her 90-day book challenge, the Right University, Kat, and all the other people rallying around to make this, event possible and make the 90-day challenge really easy to live through. It helped me focus basically and persevere in my writing despite my heavy schedule. While traveling, I take some time to just think and, write a few notes. It took a while. Maybe it took me 2 years because the first time I attended was 2 years ago. Then I missed one deadline and then I missed again the second deadline and I thought this time I shouldn't miss it. She also helped me take up the challenge of simplifying my message. So having gone through all the things in life, there are many things that I'd like to share to people. And this experience helped me distill all the major points and helped me come up with this book that I'd like to share to the world. I also let my authentic self do the writing. Sometimes, we could be cerebral, take things from our minds. But what I discovered was speaking from the heart, letting my soul, my spirit come out. Then I was able to complete the book. So here's the book. And you see me there. The picture was actually taken not for the title or not for the cover of the book. The picture was taken because I just wanted to, have a picture of myself in the farm. Then when we were having a poll with friends and we used this as one of the things to choose from, they said, why not choose this book? And even some of my high school friends were telling me, oh, she's so shy. Now she's using her face in front of her book anyhow. So let me invite you to grab a copy of the printed book, and we also have an ebook. And I'd like to invite you also to go through the other books in the MIBF and the books, of course, of my co-authors. Thank you and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Gabby, especially for that brief but wonderful tour of your farm. Personally, I miss seeing nature, and so that was really a treat.
Thank you.
Our second to the last author, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay. She is a civil engineer by profession from the pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila, where she graduated as a consistent academic scholar. She also has a master's degree in business administration from the Far Eastern University. She is currently working at the National Power Corporation. She is also married to June and is the board secretary of the Hearts of Jesus and Mary Prayer Community, which is a charismatic community under the auspices of the Marriage Encounter Foundation of the Philippines. They serve as lector, commentator at the Santissimo Rosario UST Parish and coordinator of the Family and Life Ministry. They also have 4 children and 4 lovely grandchildren. To help us see blessings amidst trials, let's all welcome Malu, Cruz.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Malu, Cruz, and I am the author of How to Multiply Your Blessings. Unlock the secret to grace and abundance. My goal in writing this book is to inspire my readers. You see, life is not about what happens to you. It is actually how you react and what you do with what happens to you. Nothing happens by chance. Everything has a purpose. It is only when you see life as a gift that you see its real color. This book is not just about a collection of stories. It is also a mini journal wherein you can write your realizations as you go through the pages. When you open the chapters of this book, you'll see and realize that the Spirit is actually talking to you for several occasions. It's only that you did not recognize the voice. Maybe it's the pitch is too low for you, or maybe you are preoccupied and you were so busy that you do not recognize the voice of the Spirit. As you travel through the pages of this book, you will be able to acknowledge that we are all experiencing the same love from the same God. The 3 takeaways from this book. First is surrender 100%. Next is allow His will to be done to you and share your blessings. The 90-day book writing challenge by Miss Sha Nacino is something to look forward to. Because of this program, my dream of becoming a writer came through. Thank you so much, Miss Sha. What are you waiting for? Enroll in the 90-day book writing challenge. Sharing is caring. Let us start multiplying our blessings by buying a copy of this book, not only for yourself, but also to someone whom you think cannot grab a copy. The proceeds from this book, from the sale of this book, will go to the victims of the calamities and the foundations that I have listed. So, what are you waiting for? Buy not just 1, but 2. My advocacy is to give a listening ear to those who need kausap. And so what are you waiting for? If you need someone to talk to, Malu, Cruz is the name. Usap tayo, kaibigan.
Thank you, Malu. And I hope people will take advantage of yung sabi niyang usap tayo kaibigan, especially at this time when we really miss each other, no? Miss the human connection. And if people like Malu share their time, it is truly a blessing, and we hope the viewers here who are listening will take advantage of that as well, and buy not 1 but 2 of not just Malu's books, but all the authors' books here this evening. And we're reaching the end of our program, and we'd like to invite you to, if you have questions, burning questions, this is the time to put them in the comments below, and we'll try and answer them for you. Let our authors answer them for you. All right, our last author of the night, but definitely not the least, is a serial entrepreneur way before she even started writing. She received her Bachelor in Science in Hotel and Restaurant Administration from the University of the Philippines in Diliman, Quezon City. In 2013, she earned her license as a real estate broker. She is also a hands-on mom to her 5 children and is happily married to Lawrence for 15 years. Let's call on screen May Espinol.
Good evening, everyone. I am May Espinol, the author of Riches for God, Breaking the Negative Mindset Towards Money, and How to Use It God's Way. I always held a realization that even though the market is filled with books on personal finance, still a lot of Bible believers are held back with the idea of being rich. And many ask the question, will money make me evil? Or should I just be content with what I have? Also, they ask the question, if I strive to have more, will that make me greedy or materialistic? So Riches for God will help you know what the Bible really has to say about money and topics related to that. Well, a little more about myself, and in relation to the book that I wrote, I was once that person who had limiting beliefs about money. And I am born in a Christian family, and it's actually a clan of pastors, missionaries, and dedicated, zealous church workers. Well, the book Riches for God was a dream come true. When I was 10 years old, I thought of becoming an author myself because I have an uncle who wrote a few books as well. So he inspired me to become an author. And little did I know that last year in September, God spoke to my heart to write a book during my personal devotions. So I just took note of that, thinking it was nothing. And then the following month, God gave me that confirmation and also what to write about. So that's when I started to really be serious about writing a book. And then later on, I stumbled on the course of Miss Sha Nacino, the book writing challenge, and it helped me with 4 things: motivation, consistency, momentum, and creativity. So with motivation, she said that you want to write a book because you have a message to share and you care. So that pushed me to really start writing the book right away. And then with consistency, being a mother of 5 kids, it's not easy for me to find time to write the book. So with her tips on time management, it helped me a lot. So for momentum, she also has a tip that you should write as fast as you can without editing so much. So that's why I was able to come up with this book soon. And finally, with creativity, if it's not because of her strategies, then I will end up with a boring pamphlet instead. But she gave tips on how to make it more interesting. So Riches for God is actually the first book that I am writing on a series. It's Biblical Financial Stewardship series. And the first part of the book is talks about the 6 most common beliefs, limiting beliefs of Christians on money, wealth, and rich people. Part 2 talks about how to reconcile these limiting beliefs on what the Bible has to say on such topics, and what's the purpose of God for money, for the furtherance of His kingdom. So that's it. I want to invite everyone to grab a copy of this book, Riches for God. It's just 220 pesos during the Manila International Book Fair. And then find out how you can be a step closer to the abundant life God has promised you. Happy reading. Thank you very much.
Thank you, May. And so we've come to the part of our program where we get to know a little bit more about the author's experience as they wrote the book. And so we have a Q&A. We have maybe time for probably just 2 questions. And so I will address this to all the authors, and whoever wants to answer, just unmute yourself and feel free to speak up. Okay. What was the most challenging part in writing a book, and how did you overcome it? So anyone can answer? Any of our authors?
Hi, Kat. This is Diva.
Hello, Diva. All right.
Yay, yeah. So for me, the most challenging part was myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, trying to say that I'm worthy and that people are going to buy. Because in the process of writing the book, of course, I had the intended audience in my mind. But I was my worst enemy. I was overthinking. I was just like nail biting prior to the book launch. Just to be candid with you, but
sure.
Yes. But in reality, a lot of people have supported me and gave me messages of encouragement, and I'm so glad that this is such a perfect time to launch because of what's going on, and it's such a perfect time to uplift the spirits of people through our books. So no regrets. I overcame my insecurities and went ahead anyway.
Thank you, Diva. And I think your answer resonates with most, if not all, authors. Diba? Parang may bibili ba talaga ng libro ko? Sino ba ako para sumulat at bilhin yung libro? No? And I think Sha also gives advice every so often, diba, during the 90-day course, right? And she just says, as long as you have a message to share, go ahead, and because it's a way for us to care for other people when we write our books. Does anyone want to answer that question? One more. Miss
Kat.
Yes. Okay, Malu. Go ahead, Malu.
Yes. Ako naman, ang issue ko is about time.
Mm-hmm.
I have spread myself too thinly, and ang dami kong inaasikaso. And so I added a 0 to the 90 day. It's 900 actually, more even.
Really? So it's 900 or it's just a
Hindi
figurative
naman.
number? So,
Hindi naman,
okay,
just
okay.
a number. Pero, on top of mind is I really wanted the message to be shared to as many as possible. But then, na-shelve ko yung book. And because of this pandemic, dahil nandyan lang siya sa mind ko, di ba, yung nasa bucket list mo. So, binalikan ko siya. And then, nagpapasalamat talaga ako kay Sha. Kasi binalikan ko rin dahil I have the access to the program lifetime. And so, when I went back, nabuhay uli, nag-alab uli yung desire to finish the book. Although, partly medyo tapos na siya the last time. When I shelved it, nasayang lang. Pero hindi naman nasayang kasi it's here. Kaya lang, before this launch, before publishing the ebook, maraming nagsasabi na hindi yan bagay sa pandemya. Ang dami ng problema ng mga tao and blah, blah, blah. And so, I just prayed and this is it. Thank you so much.
And yes, thank you for pushing through. And we're very happy that you are part of this online book launch. Okay, so for my second and last question, of course, addressed to everyone else. What's your, sa lahat siguro ng tips na pwede niyong ibigay sa mga aspiring authors this evening, what is that one tip that you would like to share? Gabby?
Ako na lang. Yes. It's me, Charlene. Yan.
Okay.
My first tip would be to just write it. And medyo nakasulat sa likod ko pero hindi siya kita. Pero nadinig ko din to kay Coach Sha na parang sabi niya, you just write it. Parang ganyan. Don't think of what other people would say or don't think of any negative things na madidinig mo sa labas. Ang unang iisipin mo na lang is yung mga tao na magbabasa doon sa libro mo. Like, who are the people that would benefit dito sa libro? And yun, sa kanila ka mag-focus and just write. Yun.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlene. And I think that goes back to what Sha says nga, if you really care, di ba? Never mind what other people say and just focus on. Even, I remember also Sha says, kahit isang tao lang yung ma-inspire niya, it will all be worth it. All right, and let's go to Gabby for our last answer for the evening.
Sige, salamat. For me naman, find your voice. Go to your authentic self. And then just, write the first word that comes into your mind, maybe in the morning. And then what is your higher goal? For me kasi, it's not about me anymore. It's about what I can contribute to the world. And for me, it's always like I want us to have a better place, not only for our generation, but for future generations. I want the unborn to experience the world like what we are experiencing right now. I started first with writing about climate change because that's my field. Biodiversity, sustainability. These are concepts that I myself had to learn through the years. But what is really there in my heart? So, like the, examples that Sha gave, I thought, okay, let me go back, rewind. Ano ba talaga ang nasa puso ko? I attended the Gratitude Summit. I asked for, thanks to God, thanks to all the people. It was really overwhelming. Sabi ko, saan ako mag-uumpisa? And then I just went back to my authentic self. And that's what helped me.
Thank you, Gabby. And I think all the advice, all the tips that you heard from, to our viewers out there, that you heard from our authors this evening, just take those that will really help you if you're really, at the tip of really deciding, eto na, magjo-join na talaga ako sa 90-day book writing challenge and magsusulat na ako ng libro. Take what helped and go write your book and inspire a lot of people. And I'd like to call on Sha Nacino for some final words.
Okay, thank you, Kat. And again, congratulations to all our authors of the 90-day, authors and graduates of the 90-day book writing challenge. And we are really happy for you and proud of you. I had to fight off my tears while watching you launch your books because it just feels so good getting to know you more through the books that you've written. And now I'm talking to all the watchers right now of the Manila International Book Fair. If you're still watching right now, thank you for being with us. Thank you for celebrating this milestone with us and always